Welcome to the COVID-19 Financial Model video tutorial. The COVID-19 pandemic has created exceptional challenges for businesses across the world. The UK government has announced a coronavirus Business Interruption Loan Scheme to help companies in the UK affected by COVID-19. Bank proposal templates for applying for the loan is included in the Tourism NI portal. Before applying for this loan, it is critical for businesses to prepare a financial model to assess the impact of the COVID-19 disruption on cash flows, and also to take into account other support that is available. The COVID-19 financial model is an important management tool to assess the impact of the COVID-19 disruption, the funding required, and the future viability of the business. The financial model will enable you to undertake a high-level assessment of the impact of COVID-19 on the cash flows of your business for the next 12 months. The model has been prepared for a wide variety of users. However, users must have some Excel and accounting experience. Extensive directions and guidance is available throughout the model. A list of supports available in Northern Ireland announced up to 20th of March 2020 is listed here. Before you start the model, make sure you have the following 4 items with you: last year's profit and loss accounts, opening balance sheet or trial balance at the latest available date, an estimate of cash flows for the next 3 months, and your payroll details. Again, those 4 items are last year's profit and loss accounts, your opening balance sheet or trial balance at the last available date, an estimate of cash flows for the next 3 months, and your payroll details. Now, the financial model is divided into 2 parts: your inputs and your cash flow. Now, running through the features in the Input tab. The inputs can only be entered in the cells highlighted in the colour cream. Section A, trading through COVID-19 disruption. In the space provided below, fill in your estimate of cash inflows and outflows for the 3-month period. Please ensure that you enter the net amount excluding any VAT. Receipts from customers. Ensure that any receipts relating to debtors before the model start date are excluded. Receipts relating to opening balances are to be entered separately below. For instance, if you are to receive £10,000 from a customer that you sold to in the previous month, and £10,000 is included in the debtors balance in your balance sheet, do not include these amounts here. The Northern Ireland Executive has made available 2 grants to local businesses to support them during the COVID-19 pandemic. A £10,000 grant for small businesses and a £25,000 grant for larger, medium-sized firms in the retail, tourism and hospitality sectors. Payments to suppliers and other payments are to be entered as negative values. For instance, if £20,000 is paid to creditors, insert minus £20,000 in the space provided and press enter. The cell will then display £20,000 in brackets. Similarly to the debtor receipts mentioned previously, please ensure the payments relating to creditors before the model start date are excluded. Payments relating to opening balances are to be entered separately below. For instance, if you are to pay £10,000 to a supplier that you purchased from in the previous month and is included in the creditor's balance in your balance sheet, then do not include these amounts here. Section B. Under the Coronavirus Job Retention Scheme, all UK employers will be able to access grants to continue paying part of their employees' salaries, with there being no limit on the overall fund for making payments. In respect of furloughed workers, these grants will cover 80% of their monthly gross wage up to a maximum of £2,500. Enter your details of your staff and their monthly salaries here. Choose the option of whether the employee is furloughed or not from the drop-down box here. The model assumes that remaining 20% is paid by the employer. Section C, VAT. This section is only applicable if a VAT payment or refund is expected on the first month of the model. If the VAT payment or refund is due to be received in month 2 or 3, this section can be skipped. For those expecting a VAT payment or receipt in month 1, select VAT payment interval from the drop-down box below, being either quarterly or monthly. Also enter the date of when the first VAT payment would have been due under normal circumstances, i.e. the first VAT payment date after the model start date. Also enter the VAT payable or receivable amount below. Please note that receivable should be entered as a negative amount. The model assumes that VAT is applicable to all sales, cost of sales excluding wages and other costs. Section D. Opening balance sheet. Enter the details of the opening balance sheet in the space provided here. Please ensure that all opening balances are entered as positive amounts. Ensure that the balance sheet balances and the check balance below is 0. Expected receipts from debtors and payments to creditors in the next 3-month period should be entered here. Debtor receipts entered as positive amounts. And creditors entered as negative amounts. Debt repayments for the next 3 months should be entered here and should be the gross amount paid to the lender, i.e. the capital plus interest amount. Section E. Trading after COVID-19 disruption. This model assumes that trading will return to normal within 3 months from the model start date. In the space provided below, fill in the estimate of your annual profit and loss account after the COVID-19 disruption. This can be based on the financial performance of the previous year. Ensure that all amounts are entered as positive amounts. Cash flow. Based on the data entered in the Inputs tab, the cash flow will be presented here. Remember, the model assumes that operations return to normal after a 3-month disruption period. Closely evaluate each amount in the cash flow table to ensure that receipts and payments are correct and make further adjustments as necessary. The model will enable you to evaluate the funding requirement for your business in the next 3 months and be used to support your bank lending request. This concludes our tutorial for this financial model. We hope you find this tool useful during this unprecedented time and wish you all the best in the coming months. Thank you.